Kevin Owens, though. Oh my!
The wrestling world is still reeling from the shocking turn of events that unfolded at WWE's Saturday night main event. What was expected to be a hard-fought, high-stakes encounter between two of the most significant names in the industry, Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, took an unexpected and violent twist. While Rhodes successfully defended his undisputed WWE Championship against Owens, it was the post-match drama that truly captured the audience's attention. In an emotional outburst, Owens, frustrated by his loss and burdened by months of personal conflict, launched a brutal attack on Rhodes, using a devastating piledriver that left the champion motionless in the ring. This act stunned fans worldwide, but perhaps no one was more taken aback than Owens himself, as Triple H, the WWE Chief Content Officer, confronted him backstage, leading to an explosive altercation. The fallout from these events has led to widespread speculation about Owens' future. Will Triple H impose severe punishment for this violent outburst? What consequences will Owens face for his actions? As the dust settles, it is crucial to step back and consider the motivations behind Owens' behavior. Could there be more to this moment than simply a frustrated wrestler lashing out? In this analysis, we aim to explore the reasons behind Owens' actions, the deeper motivations that fueled them, and why, in this particular instance, Owens' actions might be deserving of a defense. The build-up, the rivalry between Owens and Rhodes. The animosity between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes had been building for months, with the two superstars caught in a battle that transcended the mere contest for the title. On one hand, we had Cody Rhodes, the beloved champion, who carried the weight of the undisputed WWE Championship not only as a symbol of his personal hard work, but also as a representation of his family legacy. On the other hand, there was Kevin Owens, a man who had spent the entirety of his WWE career asserting that he was more than just a brawler. He was a force to be reckoned with and a mastermind in his own right. Despite Owens' physicality and skill, which allow him to match any WWE superstar, his history is deeply rooted in personal battles and bitter rivalries. These experiences have shaped him into the complex and multifaceted character he is today. Owens' rivalry with Rhodes wasn't just about the title. It was about something far deeper. For months, Owens had been working tirelessly to prove that he wasn't merely a mid-card wrestler or a transitional challenger. He wanted to dismantle the American dream, represented by Rhodes, a figure who had been exalted by fans and treated as nearly untouchable. The match between Owens and Rhodes, therefore, was about much more than winning or losing a championship. It was about defining Owens' legacy within the WWE Universe. Meanwhile, Rhodes was defending not just the championship, but also his honor, his family's honor, and the respect of the fans who had supported him throughout his career. The stakes were high for both men, and the match was an intense display of athleticism, drama, and sheer willpower. After a brutal exchange, Cody executed his signature crossroads, securing the 3 count and retaining his title. The crowd erupted in celebration, but Owens' reaction was far from one of sportsmanship. Owens' mindset, frustration, and identity. It is tempting to simplify Owens' post-match actions as the result of a wrestler throwing a tantrum after a loss. However, a deeper examination of Owens' mindset reveals a far more complex picture. Owens didn't just lose a match, he lost everything he had worked for. For Owens, this wasn't simply a matter of a missed opportunity. It was an existential crisis. It wasn't about the title alone. What Owens sought to prove, both to himself and to the WWE Universe, was that he was the most dangerous and relentless individual in the business. For months, Owens had been building a narrative of defiance. His mission wasn't just to challenge for a championship. It was to dismantle the image of Rhodes as the face of WWE's future. Owens felt that he had been overlooked, undervalued, and treated as nothing more than a stepping stone for others. He had invested everything into the idea of being the man who could dethrone Rhodes and become the new face of WWE. But after falling short in the most significant match of his career, Owens was faced with the crushing realization that all his efforts had been in vain. This wasn't a simple loss. It felt deeply personal, a blow to his identity. It is not unreasonable to believe that Owens felt betrayed by himself, by the system, and perhaps by the WWE Universe, which had been so enamored with the American dream that they refused to see Owens as an equal. Owens's actions, therefore, begin to make more sense when we consider the emotional context. In the heat of battle, when adrenaline runs high, the line between right and wrong becomes blurry. Wrestling is not simply a sport, but a deeply emotional spectacle in which each performer gives their all to tell a story. Owens wasn't just trying to hurt Rhodes, he was making a statement. The pile driver, a move that has long been associated with devastating consequences, was his way of letting everyone know that even in defeat, he could still be dangerous. It was an exclamation mark on his frustration, a declaration that he had not yet been broken. A twist of fate. Owens and the Winged Eagle Championship. What happened next further complicated Owens's actions. After his attack on Rhodes, Owens shockingly took possession of the Winged Eagle Championship, a title steeped in history and symbolism. For many, this was the ultimate act of disrespect. But from Owens's perspective, it was an act of reclaiming control, taking something that represented the very legacy he had been fighting to build. Though he had just lost the undisputed WWE Championship, Owens found a brief moment of empowerment by standing triumphantly with the Winged Eagle Championship in his hands. For a fleeting moment, he had regained the sense of dominance that had been ripped away from him in the match. Triple H's intervention, authority, and hypocrisy enter Triple H, a figure who has long symbolized authority and control in WWE. As Chief Content Officer, Triple H had the responsibility of maintaining integrity within the company and ensuring that no superstar was allowed to go unchecked. His confrontation with Owens was inevitable, a moment of high tension and escalating drama. From a narrative perspective, this confrontation served as a reminder that in WWE, there is no one greater than the company itself. Owens's actions, particularly his theft of the Winged Eagle Championship, were deemed as crossing a line that no superstar could afford to cross. However, it is important to note that Triple H himself has not always played by the rules. His career is full of moments where his ambition and desire for control led him to take actions that were often ruthless and controversial. Triple H didn't ascend to his legendary status by following the rules. He achieved it by defying expectations and taking matters into his own hands. So, while it may seem justifiable for Triple H to reprimand Owens for his actions, there is an undeniable element of hypocrisy. After all, Owens's behavior closely mirrored the same code of conduct that Triple H himself once followed. Was Owens truly out of line, or was he simply adhering to a similar mentality that had shaped Triple H's career, Owens, and the WWE Universe? A changing perception. The confrontation between Owens and Triple H was a moment of undeniable tension. Owens didn't back down. He pushed back against authority, symbolizing his refusal to submit to the expectations placed upon him. This wasn't simply about a petty feud or a simple misstep. Owens's defiance represented a crucial moment in his evolution as a WWE superstar. The WWE Universe is divided in its assessment of Owens's actions. For some, he has become a villain, a figure who crossed a line that should not have been crossed. For others, Owens represents a superstar who is finally being real with the business, someone who is willing to shatter the expectations of what a wrestler should be. For those of us defending Kevin Owens, it is vital to recognize that his actions were not merely a heel turn. but rather an evolution of his character. Owens had been pushed to his limits, and when someone is backed into a corner, they often lash out. This was precisely what Owens did. He took decisive action in a moment of emotional vulnerability and frustration. His actions were not driven solely by revenge, but by a desire to make a statement. He is no longer the underdog, the man fighting for respect. He is now the man willing to take what he believes is rightfully his, regardless of the cost. Owens, Sami Zayn, and the price of greatness. Another crucial element to consider in Owens' actions is his relationship with Sami Zayn. The betrayal of Zayn has been a storyline years in the making, and Owens has always been a character motivated by personal rivalries. Owens did not betray Zayn out of malice, but because he saw it as the only path to securing his future in WWE. Sometimes the price of greatness is the sacrifice of friendships, and Owens was willing to pay that price to advance his own career. His actions at Saturday night's main event, therefore, were not simply motivated by frustration with Rhodes, but were part of a larger narrative about self-determination and the cost of achieving greatness. The Gauntlet Match. Owens' last stand. The Gauntlet Match, set up by Triple H on Monday Night Raw, represents the next chapter in Kevin Owens' saga. Owens now faces a monumental challenge, having to defeat three of WWE's toughest competitors with his career on the line. The pressure is immense, and there is genuine uncertainty about whether Owens can overcome this challenge. But whatever happens, one thing's clear: Owens isn't going down without a fight. He may face punishment for his actions, but he is also presented with an opportunity to prove that he is far more than a man who resorts to violence when things don't go his way. He has a chance to show the WWE Universe and Triple H that he can rise to the occasion, overcome adversity, and never back down from a challenge. If Owens survives the Gauntlet Match, it will not only redeem him in the eyes of the fans, but will also show that he is more dangerous than ever before. Conclusion: Owens' complex motivations. In conclusion, Kevin Owens' actions at Saturday night's main event were extreme, but they were driven by motivations that go far beyond the surface-level interpretation of a frustrated wrestler. His frustration with losing, his rivalry with Cody Rhodes, and his betrayal of Sami Zayn were all factors that culminated in this moment. It was a cry for respect, a battle for his place in the WWE hierarchy, and a message to everyone that Kevin Owens will not be controlled. Now, it is up to Owens to prove that he belongs in WWE, and the coming weeks will determine the trajectory of his career. Whether you love him or hate him, one thing is certain: Kevin Owens' future in WWE remains uncertain, and this may be the beginning of his most dangerous and unpredictable chapter yet.